every South African is xenophobic. They only want you to respect their rule of law. I mean, with foreigners coming here and then committing the most crimes, how do you expect them to unite? I know one way or the other, you've seen in the news on TV and on the internet that South Africa is a xenophobic country. To the extent that anytime that the name South Africa pops up, what comes in your mind is xenophobia. Well, I may not know where you are watching this channel from, but my opinion based on my stay here in South Africa, I would say that not everyone here is xenophobic. And I repeat, not every South African is xenophobic. They only want you to respect their rule of law. I mean, with foreigners coming here and then committing the most crimes, how do you expect them to unite? I remember when I came here new, and then on the street, I tried to get close to some citizens. They also had this misconception and false impression that all foreigners are the same. Yeah, based on the criminal records that is here in South Africa. But as time goes on, they saw my movement and realized what I do here in this country. And trust me, South Africans are so loving and honest people that you can ever think of. They only don't like to be cheated, just like anyone else. And obviously, if I were parents, I would definitely also advise my kids on being careful about foreigners they meet on the street for the first time when it comes to association. Yeah, when you come here with good intentions and behavior, they receive you with open arms. But when you come here with bad intentions, they hate you. That's it. Alright, so the second thing I'm going to talk about is language. You know, English, even though it's a generally accepted and it's a means of communication at diverse points here in South Africa, I think it's necessary for you to understand their language as well. Even if you can't speak fluently, understanding the basics is fine, right? Of which I call the on-street surviving dialect. Yeah, like the greeting, like how to say hello, how to say hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, yeah, and the response, you know. Yeah, like for instance, when you meet a fellow on the street, you say hola, and then you respond eta. Yeah, hola and eta means like hello and then hi. Yeah, and also when you meet maybe an elderly, you say minjani. Yeah, and or when you meet a fellow, an age mate, you say unjani. Yeah, and then the response will be corner minjani or corner unjani. Yeah, that's it. And then maybe later you let them know you're a foreigner. Yeah, so that it won't look weird communicating with them. At least saying something and then saying it correctly is better than saying nothing at all. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about, the next important thing is food. As a Ghanaian here in South Africa, finding my country food is very difficult. And it's very expensive as compared to South African food. Trust me, South African foods are very affordable here. They are not expensive. And so any part of the world that you are moving to South Africa from, you should know that you are leaving your country to a different country. And so you conscientize yourself that you are going to try different dishes and not the regular. Now trust me, South Africa has got many amazing and distinct cuisines that you would love to try. But as a first timer, some you will like them, and some they are not really going to be friendly to your taste. So I suggest you do research on South African foods before you come. And if you care to know, I've done few vlogs on South African foods, so you can visit my previous videos and then you are good to go. Alright. Okay, so let's move to the next important thing, and it's jobs. Well, I do not know what is bringing you to South Africa or what you are coming to South Africa to do. But in case you are coming here to look for jobs, then I'm sorry to tell you, there are no jobs here in South Africa. See, South Africa is a very organized and advanced country with good economy, yes. But its good systems favors its citizens and not foreigners. Even some of the citizens are still struggling to get a job with their certificates. And so you being a foreigner, I don't know, unless maybe you are a midwife, a nurse, a teacher, a doctor, or something. And even that, you will still have to start the process while you are in your country and then get a job before you move in here. The common jobs that are here and available for foreigners are skilled work, like seamstress, like tailor, hairdresser, saloons, fashion designer, etc. Even that, it's not like they are here, so you come and then you work, they pay you. No, you come and then you create them to establish. Yeah, so before you move in here, make sure at least you have a skill. So for instance, myself, I'm a Ghanaian. I play musical instrument. So I was brought to South Africa by a church. So I am here as a music director or a choir director of the church. So it is the church that is financing my stay here. Alright. So coming here with no skill is as a result of foreigners ending up in crime. Unless you want to tell me that being an armed robber or criminal is a skill. Oh, it's also a skill, right? Okay, then I'm also telling you that South African police are more skillful than you are. Come, they are waiting for you. Yeah, okay. So the next thing that we are going to talk about is that you have to live within your means. Yeah, when you are a foreigner in South Africa, you have to try and live within your means. Whatever job that you come to find here to do, whether you earn big salary or small, you have to try as much as possible to live within your means. Even some of us that are living within our means are still struggling. The hustle is real. It's not easy. Yeah, how much more you wanting to live above it? And then probably living above your means you want to steal. And that is a no-no. You definitely don't have to be caught stealing. So when you come to SA, try as much as possible to live and associate with people who are good and have positive minded, and they are living within their means and will cause you to do the same. Yeah, as the saying goes, you cut your coat according to not your size, but according to your cloth. Yeah, more especially when you are coming from an African country to hustle and then support family back home. Yeah, you definitely have to live within your means. Or unless maybe you have the money and you decided to come here and spend it. Hey. All right. So the next thing that I will talk about is tonation when you are talking, right? So this is very important here, especially when you are talking to South Africans. You should mind your tone when having a conversation. See, as a Ghanaian, back home, most of our conversations comes with loudness like that. Though it's normal, but here in South Africa, they think it's intentional and it seems rude to them. See, the real South Africans, they are like calm like that, and they are low in tone. That is why even when they are angry, their anger is channeled in actions and not verbally loud tones like that. So for instance, I'm a music director like I told you. Yeah, and so I'm an instrumentalist. Way back in Ghana, when rehearsing, yeah, it's like we go 1, 2, 3, then we move on. When there is a mistake, hey, drop it, and something like that, and it's normal there. That is a way of conversation during rehearsal. But here, I try to use the same thing here, and they were saying I'm angry. Anytime I do that, they say I'm angry. Kwamasa is angry, you see. To the extent, even we are having a WhatsApp page for the group, and so anytime I'm addressing the group on the page, as a Ghanaian, I think writing or typing in capital letters is more formal because hey, these people, some are even older than me. So for me, I think I'm being more formal. Not knowing. One day, one of them private chatted me and they said, "Come on, sir. The way you have been chatting, I know that is how Ghanaians do, but here, when you type in capital letters, it means you are shouting." I said, "Wow. So you see?" So when you come to SA and you are having conversation with South Africans, try as much as possible to talk undertone in order not to mistake you to be rude. And even if you are rude, please kindly leave the rudeness there before you move here. Other than that, you will never be tolerated.